Good evening, all. Just another quick video. I posted this on Facebook, and the response to it was actually really good. It's into a group that I'm a part of, and it was about how to relax and get into a different spiritual state where you can start seeing sparkles of light. When I was a little girl, I used to be able to do this all the time, and I would always say that I was seeing the sparkles. And what it was a relaxation technique that I did. And, when you're a little kid, you were just zoning out. But basically, it's a relaxation technique that worked, especially when it rained. That once I was completely relaxed, I could actually start seeing colors in between the raindrops. So I started doing this as an adult again, and I posted it on Facebook, and the response was pretty good. And one of the people tried it, and within minutes, it actually worked well for her. It didn't take her a long time. So, getting started, you can do this while you're commuting on public transport. You can do it if you're zoning out in a meeting, if you're relaxing in front of the TV. It doesn't matter where you are. You just need some place where you can just completely zone out. And so that way, but not something like driving. You don't want to do this while you're driving or riding a bike or something. Anything you have to pay attention to, you don't want to do this. So what you need to do is get yourself in just a relaxed state. The easiest thing to do is pick something far away from you, at least a few feet away from you. It could be across the street, out the window. It could be a pencil on a desk. And what you want to do is just kind of zone in on it. You don't necessarily have to try and do anything with it. You just want to kind of be looking at it, almost just staring, until you start to actually zone out. You'll know when you start hitting that state when you go from, you know, very aware and ready to pounce and move and do whatever, to a point where you feel lethargic. You should not feel sleepy, but you should feel lethargic where you are heavily relaxed and very aware of your surroundings. So you start staring at the item in question, and what starts to happen is you start really zoning out because you're not really staring at the item per se. You're just seeing an object there, but there's no intention there. So you've got to do this without intention, and there's no intention of picking up the item, using the item, moving the item. You're just kind of letting the item be. And then what you'll start realizing is you'll start zoning out more and more, and some of it starts getting kind of fuzzy. And then you want to start telling yourself, once stuff gets like you're lethargic and relaxed and it gets kind of fuzzy, what you'll want to start doing is telling yourself you want to bond with it on a molecular level. And you may or may not be able to bond with that object, but what you'll start noticing is around you, things start changing because you told yourself you wanted to bond on that particular item on a molecular level. So there's a little bit of science of this. But what's happening is your brain is kind of rewiring, like, okay, well, we want to zone in on this thing, this object. We want to relate to it, connect with it on a molecular level, but we are not at that level. So it starts kind of utilizing your imagination and your brain to start getting to a point where you need to be. Some of you might think, oh, well, yeah, you're going crazy, but you're not per se. Well, you're not at all, really. But what's happening is to bond with something, to bond on something that's at a different level than you, changes have to come. And so what's happening is your brain is making that connection for you. And the more relaxed you get, the more you're connecting to that item, but you have to go through a process. What's very interesting is when I was younger, I used to be able to do this and I didn't do it too often because it didn't always work, where I'd stare at my closet door and the closet door would start to move. And trust me, it wasn't monsters in my closet, but it wouldn't move a lot. It would just be like the wind blew it, but there was no wind. So that was just a quick little practice that you can, energy practice that you can try and see if it works for you. Let me know, like, share, and subscribe, and have a wonderful evening.